with only 2 races left in the championship, anything is definitely possible. Let's look at the points standings going in. Nick Pericles has a 16-point lead over Madeline Myatt and everybody else in this championship. We know as long as he doesn't strike out, will be fighting for a championship in Port Skyline Amario, which would be his 2nd ever championship if he were to win it. Madeline Myatt is 16 back, still never won her first ARCSOA Elite Series race. However, Madeline Myatt has been incredibly consistent. However, for Pit Crew has anything to say about it, yeah, her chances are going to be hard. Alex Rowe hasn't had the best of results lately. However, Rowe is 24 back and really doesn't need Pericles to have a terrible run, but he probably should beat him because he needs to be within 32 points by the round of Amaria. Jake Baskinger needs to do better than Pericles, plain and simple. But if he were to win the race, I think he could afford Pericles getting a top 10. Kenny Myatt, on the other hand, needs Pericles to have a bad race if he has any shot at this championship. He's 54 back. The most you can be is 64. So he's going to need to win this race and have Pericles have a pretty bad race. And then DJ Curtis needs Pericles to finish outside of the top 24, outside of the top 25 in both races, and he needs to win both races if Curtis has any chance at this championship. So Curtis needs a miracle, pretty much. DJ Curtis does. Everybody else is mathematically eliminated. So with that being said, we don't have a heck of a lot of time left in this championship. Let's go down to what we think will be an exciting 200-mile race here at Texas Motor Speedway. Chris Dodd leads the field of 35 down to the green as Vince Freeze is blown up on the start. Dodd is going to take the green here at Texas Motor Speedway. Here we go. Looks like we got some cars already in the back not wanting to cooperate. That is Vincent Allen in the middle. I believe Allen was trying to get to pit road. However, cars on his inside wouldn't let him. And now we've got a race here. There's Madeline Myatt toward the back. Madeline Myatt not having a great weekend here in Texas. She needs to have a good one if she has any shot at a championship. Here comes the 99 and the 9. Through the field, they're 2 big championship contenders that need great races here as Dodd leads this race. Leads the first lap of the race with Alex Allen behind, followed by Baskinger and Myatt, who, like I said, need to have a good race and need to beat Pericles by a number of positions if they want any shot at this championship. They're going to need Pericles to finish somewhere down in the lower teens, I think, for that to take place. Pericles could end up winning this championship early, though, if everyone is not careful, especially with Madeline Myatt and Alex Rowe not exactly qualifying the best. Madeline Myatt and Alex Rowe are both right now either in the lower points or outside of the points right now. And Pericles is already on a move underneath Jake Baskinger. That's for 4th position. And right now, Pericles would be the champion. I mean, there's no one near that would compete with him with the points that he would gain. There's no one around that's going to be champion if that would be the case. So Pericles would be your champion, theoretically. However, Bisceglia is going to try and make that a little bit harder. They're going to need Pericles to have a bad run. Everyone's going to need Pericles to have a bad run, or Madeline Myatt's really got to start showing up here, and she hasn't, really. Madeline Myatt's really the only driver with a realistic shot at this, and she has not adapted to the Texas Motor Speedway all weekend. So I would watch as this race continues what's going to happen. Dodd and Alex Allen battling for the lead now. Dodd, Allen, and now I would throw Kenny Myatt in there. Pericles is in 4th, a little further behind this group. And this is going to just be the entire showdown. It's going to be kind of one of these slipstream fests. We do have a little bit of a different aero package, so it's not really a pack race here. So these drivers are going to have to be very careful with some of the moves they decide to make, as this track is a little bit more handling based than it used to be. Benjamin Dover is making his debut for Team Flame. Dover is having a fantastic showing, or not really a fantastic showing, but is having his first showing with that car. I meant to say first. He's running 32nd, but the Team Flame car isn't exactly the most powerful either. Where's his teammate Moshe Gurian? He's up in 20th, so kind of shows where he's going. Man, Alex Rowe's starting to work his way up the order. In fact, Gurian's falling back. digress. Alex Rowe is starting to work his way through this field. He's up to 21st. Kenny Myatt now is going for second position on Alex Allen. This is going to be a pretty important position here, as even though Pericles is a little further back, that if this field starts catching Pericles, which they are starting to do, Pericles might lose position. However, Pericles is going to try and get underneath Alex Allen in the process, and that's going to end up helping. Oh no, not going to get the spot, and Bichelia's right there. So they're going to need Pericles to have, I mean, basically Baskinger's got to beat him by 12 points, Pericles, and that's going to be hard to do. For DJ Curtis needs to win the race and not let Nick Pericles lead any laps either. And Curtis needs to lead laps and the most laps. So I don't think Curtis is going to win this championship, but he's putting in an effort. But he's in 23rd, so I don't think he's going to win it. Meanwhile, Kenny Myatt's looking for the lead of this race. Myatt, like I said, is a major championship contender and needs to do well if he has any shot of winning this championship. Myatt needs to pretty much win this race, I think. And that's going to be hard to do, I think, especially with Nick Pericles right behind him, because that's not going to be enough points if Myatt wins this race. And it looks like Alex Allen is going to take advantage of Myatt getting held up by Dodd and take over second. So, Myatt with a very slow run through the center of the corner. And Myatt's bringing it down pit road, so I think that's going to be Myatt's championship over right there. He's going to need to catch a lucky caution, although, Bichelia's grenading as well. That's going to be Myatt's championship over right there. I hate to say it, but Myatt had a tire going down, maybe, and he's going to need to catch some lucky cautions. Alex Allen has now caught the back end of Chris Dodd. We're going to see if this is a battle for the lead coming up here. And Allen, who has fallen out of championship favor, needs to really make a move here pretty quickly here on Chris Dodd. However, maybe not as quickly as I said there, but tires are beginning to fall off. Basically what Kenny Myatt needs to have happen if he's going to be champion is he needs a caution to come out after these guys have pitted and before he were to pit again. He can't have a caution before they pit, and he needs to have a caution right after they pit before he has to pit. Is kind of the situation he's in. And everyone needs to pit, and with the action, Tara's probably pulling on a crazy strategy like they normally do. That could be easier said than done. Madeline Myatt now is working her way up the order, which is good for her because she needs this if she wants any shot at this championship too. Right now, she's only 16 back. However, she needs to be further up the grid if Pericles is going to finish in the top 10. She needs to be in the top 10 pretty much if she wants any shot at it. Bobby Jones has brought it down pit road for his first pit stop of the race on lap 26. Unsure if this is necessarily scheduled or not. Vance Caldwell is working his way through the field. He's gotten by Baskinger and now is doing a great job. However, Caldwell's bringing it down pit road. Dodd, the leader, is pitted as well. So now it's Allen v. Pericles right now. And both Allen and Pericles would pit the next lap. So that brings that's kind of reorganizing the field, if you ask me. However, it looks like Nick Pericles lost a little time there to Vance Caldwell. However, he's still going to be in third position. However, Caldwell seems to be really on the move. His Baskinger's on track as well. Their pit stop cycle really played itself out. However, where's the 9 in all this? The 9 of Kenny Myatt's still in 16th. He needs a caution pretty much right now if he's going to have any shot at this championship. And Nick Pericles has just taken over the lead of this race, so that's not what a lot of these drivers really wanted to see, was Pericles start romping away with it. Remember, Myatt needs a caution pretty quick here, which is luckily what he would get when a small shower came into the area. Not thunderstorm, but a small shower came into the area. So a caution would fly, luckily for Kenny Myatt, right as Nick Pericles was going to start lapping cars, and right as Pericles lost the lead of the race. Zayden Davidson was under threat of going a lap down to Alex Allen, so Zayden Davidson ought to be happy about that as well. However, the big beneficiary was Kenny Myatt. Myatt is going to pretty much get a mulligan there. Interesting strategy is Jake Baskinger stays out right here. Baskinger stays out, and also Jack Halleck pitted under the caution flag, as did Ace Vito, and a few other cars came down pit road a little early. So, gotta be careful if you're them. But Baskinger stays out. I'm not sure about this strategy, but he's thinking that clean air is better because there hasn't been a on-track pass for the lead other than Pericles grabbing it from Dodd and then Allen grabbing it from Pericles. Now, you do get a point for leading a lap in this race, so all of these cars, Davidson and everybody else, I believe, are actually a lap down now, actually. So that's why they're a little different. So Baskinger's going to get a point, which helps out a couple of these drivers. Pericles is going to be right behind him. However, he's on older tires, but not too much older than Pericles. So you go back through the order. This is also going to help out, like I said, Kenny Myatt. Madeline Myatt didn't have a good pit stop, as predictable, and neither did her teammate Dodd. Dodd's all the way back in the field, lost a ton of spots. And so now we've got a race on our hands. Where is Alex Rowe? Rowe is in 16th, so we do have a race on our hands for the championship. Jake Baskinger is going to lead. However, he's going to need a couple of early cautions, or else he's going to have to pit early in this race. So Baskinger's going to need a little bit of help, I think. But however, the inside line's going to hold up a couple of cars. And he's going to need pretty much Pericles to have a miserable run, if you ask me. He's going to need it, or else Pericles is going to romp away with this championship. Maybe with Myatt and Rowe in tow, however, it will be pretty... I mean, even still, with him up in the top 10... or up in really the top 2, anything is possible. I think Pericles could end up getting it early here, as Baskinger's going to lead this race right here. Pericles is having a little bit more trouble getting by the Action Terrace, however, he should be able to just on pure power. However, 3 wide isn't going to help, but he is going to take over second, I believe, at this rate. Nope, it looks like actually well, he does have second, but he needs the inside, and he's not getting it, to be fair. Madeline Myatt and Alex Rowe have to get going if they have if they really want a shot at this championship, they've got to get going. And really, it's only the cars that we've seen get going are the 2 cars that absolutely have to beat Baskinger and Myatt. And Myatt was working his way up the order. However, he's down in 8th right now and losing spots on the outside. He's down to 9th now. So, if you're Nick Pericles, who now is going to possibly lose second here to Alex Allen, is that Benjamin Dover? No, that's 30. He's in 30th, but Noah Hart now is actually going to maybe get underneath Pericles as well here. Pericles is losing spots left and right on this restart, so... possibly not a great showing for Pericles now. Pericles is falling back like a rock. And now you've got some cars like Dornan Bouchard and Sean Angel getting underneath him, which is the last thing Pericles really wants to see. And now, with him losing this many spots, Jake Baskinger's in the clear right now for a championship hunt. And that's actually helping the 2 cars further back, being the 21 and the 81, who are right now both outside of the points. Alex Allen would take over the lead of the race over Jake Baskinger, and Baskinger's starting to lose spots pretty quickly here. Pericles now needs to show what he's got, and Pericles has probably the fastest car out there right now, which isn't good for anybody in this championship fight. You need, if you're someone like the 83, you need Pericles to have a bad race. Not the 83, I'm sorry, the 81. You need Pericles to have a bad race, and right now the 81 and the 21 are having that bad race. And they're not working their way through the field like they should be. Zachary Fitzwater would get by Noah Hart for the lead, as Alex Allen lost 2 spots because of Hart. And so Fitzy leads over Noah Hart in this race, and now Baskinger and Myatt are doing battle, and that's not what Baskinger wants. Baskinger wants Pericles even further out. They both do, and Pericles isn't really cooperating with them. Jake Baskinger not pitting would mean he would have to pit early on this cycle, And now he is just hoping for not a yellow flag, because right now if he gets a yellow, his championship is pretty much over. And that would mean probably no one other than Pericles could win the championship mathematically. Madeline Myatt's starting to work her way up the order. She might still have a shot, but it's not going to be close entering Port Skyline if that's the case. I'm looking for where the 21 is. The 21's in 21st, so... Ooh, problems for Aiden Shepard way up the track. Not a great showing by Shepard there. Gotta be careful if you're Aiden Shepard. Alex Allen also pitted early, so that would put Allen... I'm sorry, not Alex Allen didn't pit early. I'm sorry, I meant Baskinger. I thought it was Alex Allen for a second. So Baskinger now is the fastest car on the track. Now it's up to what Pericles is going to do here. And Pericles has a problem! Oh no! Pericles has a problem! So this championship just got way open here as Nick Pericles has a tire going down, it looks like. Oh no! Nick Pericles with a major problem now on the track. And I don't know if it's terminal or not, but Pericles is going to need... Oh no! No, that's not good for him. However, Nick Pericles could catch a beneficiary here because this is close to the pit stop cycle. However, they are popping the hood, I think, on that car, and that's not good for him. Nick Pericles would rejoin the race, however, he would be not in a good position right here. Nick Pericles is not running very strong, and actually merge is a little bit funny there, but Pericles... Oh man, he was possibly on course to win the championship tonight rather than at Amaria, and now he's just gotta hope for the best, really. Race, our second placement, Noah Hart brings it down pit road, along with Benjamin Dover, as now it is a Fitzwater Myatt 1-2 with Alex Allen in third. Now this is really good for Kenny Myatt, because Kenny Myatt has had a pretty good run today. And with Pericles falling out, that could be huge for him. Or not falling out, but falling out of contention, really. Myatt and Fitzy would pit on the same lap. Of course, that's for the lead of this race. As there's Madeline Myatt coming out of the pits as well. I'm looking for the 21. I don't believe the 21 is on pit road, if you ask correctly. Oh, yes, he was on pit road. I apologize. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how far back Pericles is going to be in comparison. I still think he's going to be a couple laps down, even with the pit stop cycle, because he took a while on pit road to get his coolant system fixed. So, this isn't going to be good for Pericles at this rate. Interesting thing, though, is Alex Rowe is a lap down. Now, this isn't what Rowe wants to see happen. However, at this rate, I think we might have a 5-car championship at the top of the order today. So, that might be a good thing for Rowe. Rowe just needs to, I think, hold station, really, if Pericles doesn't score any points today. Coming onto pit road, Kyle Schock Jr. would slam into the back of Dornan Bouchard, and that would actually put Schock out of the race. So, Schock, that was a very smart move there. Oh, no! Kenny Myatt's done! Oh, another championship contender. Well, Myatt's championship is over right there. He's not getting a 4th championship this year. Kenny Myatt is done. That is his engine grenade, a tough break for him. He was doing everything he needed to. He had the luck falling his way, a lot of luck falling his way, and isn't going to get it there. Tough break for Myatt. Jake Baskinger now becomes the lucky beneficiary. However, now you've got Madeline Myatt in this whole game. Madeline Myatt could come out of here with the championship lead at this rate, because she is on a move right now through this field like I've never seen before. I've never seen a car recover that quickly. However, Baskinger, Vincent Allen, and Chris Dodd lie in front of her. Pericles is 31st position, and then Allen and Fitzwater have a massive lead right now. Allen and Fitzwater do. So, at this rate, I'm thinking one of them is going to win this race. However, watch out for somebody in here to possibly sneak one if there's another yellow. Oh, Brock's down a cylinder. Brock is definitely down a cylinder. and is very slow out there. Incredibly slow out there. Only going 166. That is not a good showing for Brock right now. And here comes Dodd Ron to the scene of Brock. Brock is going to be a danger out there at this rate. And please tell me he's pitting. He's not pitting. What is Brock doing out there? Also, Alex Allen, because of Brock, would take over the lead from Fitzwater. Like I said, though, this race isn't really about that, really, as Madeline Myatt's up to 4th, as Jake Baskinger got massively held up by Brock as well. Brock is now holding up the 15 car. There goes Monaco by on the outside. And, ooh, Noah Hart nearly clobbered in there. Oh, we got a yellow, I believe. To my amazement, it did not involve William Brock, as Vance Caldwell just gets up into the 37, and around goes the 37 of Angel into the inside wall, and that's going to bring out the caution here on the second caution of the race on lap 82. Somehow it didn't involve William Brock. I can't believe it. So Alex Allen's going to lead. There's a lot of cars on the tail end of the lead lap, so Baker, Gurian, Polyakov, Lamas, Caldwell, Padcard, Jones, Shepard, and Hart are all on the tail end of the lead lap. Myatt's in 8th. Keep in mind, Matty Myatt's in 8th. DJ Curtis is in 6th. Technically, I think his he needed to lead the most laps, so technically his championship hopes are still there, but I think only to tie at this rate, because he didn't lead the most laps in this race. He would, well, he might have actually. He might still be able to lead the most laps, but he'd have to, like, lead now. So Alex Allen's going to lead. Is Brock still out there, is my question. Oh dear, he is. And coming to the green, Noah Hart's grenading as well. He was, of course, the leader of the tail enders, and he's going to pull off to the side. Luckily, he is smart, pulls up to speed beforehand. However, this could immediately bring out the yellow, and almost immediately here. However, I think they're going to push that car off the track. However, now it's between Alex Allen, Zachary Fitzwater, Dodd, Allen, Rowe, Baskinger, and everybody else kind of got held up by the great wall of Brock here. And Brock's trying to get out of the way, but they really should black flag that car. Just kind of saying. Black flag him, please. Please, pretty please. I don't know why the officials are keeping him out there. So Alex Allen continues to lead this race over some major contenders for the race win. Remember, Jake Baskinger could possibly win this race and, like I say, still be in championship contention. Actually, I think at this rate, if he finishes in this area, he's going to be in championship contention by Port Skyline. However, the third caution of the race would come out when Scott Roush would tag Charles Samper into the inside wall, and that would put Samper out of the race. So, not a great showing for Charles Samper. For a while, he was a championship contender. However, nothing really came of it. On the restart, Alex Allen would lead over Zachary Fitzwater, Vincent Allen, and the rest of the gang. As now, I don't think DJ Curtis can theoretically win it on points alone. I think he can still get the tiebreaker, but he'd have to dominate. No, I don't think he can win the championship because he didn't fit a qualify top 3, and if Eric Monaco's going to wreck somebody, that's not going to be the case, and Curtis is done. So Curtis' championship is done. Alex Allen, the race leader, also has a tire going down, so tough break for Alex Allen. The Porsche crew must have finally fixed William Brock's car, as Fitzwater has to pit for speeding on pit road during the yellow, as does Vincent Allen. So we've got a bunch of cars pitting because of issues with pit stop strategy. Because of some stop-and-go penalties now, Chris Dodd is in the lead of the race. Second goes to Aiden Shepard. Third goes to Texan John Hart. And fourth is now Scott Roush, who's falling backward. And then you've got now fourth going to Madeline Myatt. Jake Baskinger came into pit to top off on fuel. They're thinking this race is going to go green the rest of the way, and if I'm Baskinger, that's a risky strategy to top off on fuel like that. I would have stayed out and We've seen later in this race that cautions happen. And you've got a couple of cars out there that really don't want you to win this championship, like Madeline Myatt, who is, I believe, going to take over 4th position. Mart's up to 3rd. Dodd leads, actually, and then Shepard's to 2nd. So we have a Texan in 2nd and a Texan in 3rd. I think I know who the crowd's going to pull for. It's one of these two. John Arndt has taken over 2nd and is now chasing down Chris Dodd. Now keep in mind, if Aiden Shepard were to win this, that'd be 3 weekends in a row where there has been a first-time winner. Keep in mind, the Exalto Islands was a doubleheader, and Brock won the last race. However, Brock won at Talladega, which was his first win. Bobby Jones won last week, or 2 weekends ago, in Talladega, or in Exalto Islands. And if Shepard were to pull off a win, that would be 3 weekends in a row with first-time winners. However, Sean Angel, who already had damage, would blow up and bring out the yellow. So Sean Angel just screwed Jake Baskinger. And Baskinger was, oh no, it was a wreck, I guess, between the two, and Baskinger's done. So that's it for the championship hopes for the 2 drivers that came in. We missed the wreck, actually. And we are hearing it was the same as before. So the 4th caution came out. Baskinger and Angel are done. And therefore it'll be a 3-car championship at this rate between Madeline Myatt, Alex Rowe, if Alex Rowe can stay in it, and Nick Pericles at this rate. Angel's out, as is Baskinger. Worst part is, for Chris Dodd, BFM had one of their trademark atrocious pit stops. Meanwhile, though, BFM had a good pit stop for Madeline Myatt, which leapfrogged her above him. But Aiden Shepard's going to be in the lead of this race. However, it looks like Chris Dodd might have a loose wheel and would need to pit again under this yellow. And that's not going to be good for Chris Dodd. So with Baskinger's championship over, Myatt's championship over, now Madeline Myatt just needs to finish the race. Actually, just these two need to finish the race, and we're going to have a close championship on our hands then. It's going to be really a 2-car battle between Myatt and Pericles, but I wouldn't count our Rookie of the Year winner, Rowe, out either. Out of the 4 lead lap cars, 3 of them have never won a race, with Aiden Shepard, Madeline Myatt, John Arndt has won a race, and Scott Roush. Everybody else is a lap down. Now this is helping Nick Pericles, who will pick up a point off this, I believe, at least. However, Aiden Shepard, Madeline Myatt, and Scott Roush are possibly in the race of their lives. And John Arndt's a Texan native, so this could be a big day for him as well. Aiden Shepard leads on the restart, however, Madeline Myatt stays with him. We've been wondering when Madeline Myatt, the most impressive of the young drivers, is going to win her first race, and this could be her day. Madeline Myatt dives underneath Aiden Shepard, and we've seen before Madeline Myatt's had a lot of bad luck in the past, and Myatt now takes over the lead of this race. What we saw pit road penalties last time really bugabooed some of these drivers, although we hear those pit penalties were just a mistake on the part, and that those 3 drivers up front were trying to top off on fuel and got burned by it. Madeline Myatt, however, is flying right now. And now you've got Scott Roush getting through the field as well. So Madeline Myatt is on course for possibly her first victory here at Texas Motor Speedway. However, Roush and Shepard have been working with each other, slingshotting each other to try and catch Madeline Myatt. However, Myatt's been working with the 2 Porsche cars really to solidify herself in a position to possibly win this race. However, we've seen before, Madeline Myatt's had a lot of bad luck picking up her first victory. Could Texas Motor Speedway be the track that she finally gets it at? Shepard's on the move, though. The Texan native is on the move for his first victory. Arndt has fallen back to 4th pretty substantially. Alex Rowe, the remaining championship contender in this race, is currently running in P9. DJ Curtis has been mathematically eliminated, keep in mind. Actually, I think he's in 9th now. But he's been mathematically eliminated because he didn't get a top 3 starting position, and he didn't lead the most laps of this race. So that puts him mathematically out. He's not going to win, I don't think, today, unless if Pericles got a point penalty somewhere down the line. But Madeline Myatt only has a handful of laps to go. John Art has gotten by Scott Roush for third position now, and is on his move up through the field. However, William Brock would have more issues with his cars and would hold up Madeline Myatt here with only a handful to go. And here comes John Art, the Texan native, in second position to try and get her. Reeled her in. No word on where Roush is. Roush is still a little further back. There's Shepard further back as well. And now it's Art v. Madeline Myatt for the Texas victory. Nick Pericles could only watch his big championship lead coming into this race evaporate as he pits the car with more issues with his car. It's a tough break for Pericles. John Art's going to need a miracle here. Or, well, not a miracle. There is a possibility of fuel in the question. However, Madeline Myatt has been pulling little by little on Art with only a handful of laps to go. And the problems have been fixed on Brock's car. As here comes Aiden Shepard, who's stuck behind him. Behind Fitzwater, per se. And now, Art's got to reel in the 81, who has been on a mission to pick up her first win for a while. Nick Pericles would retire from the race. Keep in mind that was a suspension problem for him. With only 4 to go for his main championship rival, could be on course to her first victory here in Texas as DJ Curtis, who is in now taking over second position of this race. And now here comes a lap. Well, no, he's not taking over second because he's a lap down. I take that back. So John Art's got to get by 2 lapped cars to fight with Myatt. 2 lap cars separate him and Myatt. I take that back. Sorry, that is my fault. With a 1.5 laps to go, Madeline Myatt could finally get her first victory if she pulls this off. She has been nowhere all weekend. This was not looking like a track where this would be a possibility, but it's now white flag for the young Ohioan driving for BFM, whose bad luck has taken her out of so many chances to win a race. She's off of turn 2 for the final time. She's checking everything there. Art is nowhere in sight. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. She can coast it home now. Madeline Myatt's going to finally pick up her first ARCSOA Elite Series victory at Texas Motor Speedway. And now she is definitely solidifying her shot at her first championship in Amaria next week. Madeline Myatt finally has pulled it off. Art comes home second in his home race. Third goes to Shepard, 2 Texans on the podium. And fourth is going to go to Scott Roush, who got there on pit strategy. But it's going to be another day for those 2. Anyway, let's go down to your full finishing order. So Madeline Myatt finally picks up her first victory after nearly doing it at Indy, Cleveland Burke Lakefront Airport. I think maybe 8 times she should have gotten it, but now she's finally in victory lane on her own. Congratulations to her. John Art second, third goes to Aiden Shepard, fourth goes to Scott Roush, fifth goes to Fitzy, sixth goes to Jones, seventh goes to Curtis, eighth goes to Baker, ninth goes to Gurian, 10th goes to Vincent Allen, 11th goes to Alex Rowe, 12th goes to Cody Lamas, 13th goes to Caldwell, 14th goes to Puliakov, 15th to Monaco, 16th to Allen, 17th to Brock, who's had all kinds of problems all day, 18th to Benjamin Dover, 19th to Jack Halleck, 20th to Ace Vito, 21st to Moss, 22nd to Davidson, 23rd to Pericles, who fell out with suspension issues, 24th to Don, 25th to Baskinger, 26th to Angel, 27th to Padcar, 28th to Sanford, 29th to Hart, 30th to Torres, 31st to Bouchard, 32nd to Kenny Myatt, whose championship hopes collided at the end there. As did Baskinger, 33rd to Schock, 34th to Blake, 35th to Bisceglia, and 36th to Vince Freeze. Let's go down to your points coming into the final race of the championship. And the last thing that Nick Pericles wanted to see was Madeline Myatt win this race. But that's what happened. Madeline Myatt has an 11-point lead over Nick Pericles and 24 points over Rowe. Those are the only 3 drivers that have a shot at this race, at this championship anymore. And I don't know how Rowe's gotten in there, but Rowe has, I believe, the most top 10s out of anybody. So Alex Rowe has been nowhere all year and could win this championship. However, he's already won Rookie of the Year. Myatt and Pericles, and Rowe's going to need a lot, but it's still definitely a possibility if something goes wrong with either Myatt or Pericles. However, Madeline Myatt, who has just pulled off her first win, now is a serious threat for her first championship. Pericles is going for his second. After that, you have Jake Baskier out, Curtis out, Myatt out. Art has been gaining tons of positions lately. Art could end up getting 4th in the championship if some of these guys aren't careful. Dodd, Torres, Brock, Bisceglia, all the way down through the field. As you can see, no one really has a shot at it anymore, other than the top 3, mathematically. And since we already know the Rookie of the Year's outcome, we'll see you for the round of Amari at Port Skyline International, the World Championships of the ARCSOA Elite Series. And I think I know who they want to see win the race and the championship, and that is the driver with partial Amarian citizenship, being Madeline Myatt. We'll see you then.